It was really the first SaaS that I did that really went from 0 to 750K MRR, 100% bootstrapped.
This is Loic. He built and scaled Minea to $750,000 MRR after failing for 5 years in the dark.
I didn't see the sun enough. The incubator was really like underground. And so for 5 years, I just like spent 5 years coding for actually nobody. Like nobody used what I did.
7 months ago, he left Minea to build a new SaaS and applied the exact same playbook.
Today actually is a good day. We hit 1 million ARR. So it's like 83.
He just hit $83,000 a month. In this episode, you will discover how to break every plateau from $0 to $750,000 a month with the specific strategy he used for each stage. Why having a creator as a co-founder is the ultimate hack in 2026, and what he would do if he had to start over today. Let's dive in. So Loic, you said plateau are just door you don't have the key to yet. All growing SaaS hits ceiling and require a specific unlock in order to break through. How did you break your $0 plateau?
Yeah, the first one and the hardest one. The $0 plateau is it's the first one ever when you actually you build your first SaaS is really struggling. The second and third one is like just a number of days, so it's just like way less emotion, let's say. But the first one, it's just like through sheer energy, just like go on social media. At the time it was Facebook, and it's just spread the word. Try and have like one-on-one conversation that are like super long and not really scalable for sure. But yeah, the first one is just comments, asking friends and asking like people that you can reach to just test your tool, and then get your first sub, your second one, your third one, and then from there just reinvest in your growth and just see it scale. So yeah.
So of course, in this quote, you were talking about way bigger plateau, 100K, 300K, and we will talk about that later. But first, I want to know the first one because they are the hardest. If you don't get to the $1, you give up. If you don't get to enough money to survive, you give up. So what was for you the second plateau after the 0?
So fortunately, I never had the plateau that was under 10K MRR, which I guess this one is pretty hard because under 10K MRR, it's like kind of working, but like not enough to, give you like a really good salary. But the first real plateau that I hit, I think was like 30K MRR. It was with my first SaaS, Influenced, which was basically a SaaS that helped e-commerce guy to find like creators on Instagram at the time. And we hit a plateau with this one. And basically how we avoided this one was to basically meet up with a really big creator in France, whose name was Yumi Denzel, who's like really famous at the time for like e-commerce stuff. And we basically created a new company with him named Minea. So that's why how we actually broke the first plateau at 30K. But yeah, so basically it was just through cap table movement and integration of a really big creator that just helped us scale.
Did you struggle a lot before like actually getting to this first SaaS, getting to 30K and everything? Like, did you struggle for a long time? How many SaaS or app or whatever did you launch before?
Yeah, man. I spent like 3 years or 5 years in the cave. Like after school, I just like created a bunch of SaaS. We were in the incubator of like my engineering school, and basically I had like issues because I didn't see the sun enough because I was like the incubator was really like underground, and so for 5 years I just like spent 5 years coding for actually nobody used what I did except maybe like some beta testers that I had. And my first startup was Emotional Equity, which was basically like analysis within the voice for call centers. But yeah, I was like 21, 22, so I didn't know anything about SaaS making and entrepreneurial. So I made all the mistakes possible. And then afterwards, I think the switch was really when I understood it wasn't about the solution, it was really about the problem. So I started with the problem. So I didn't like, oh, I can do this, I'm going to do this. No, just start like speaking to people, understanding their problem, their everyday problem, and then finding solutions for these problems. So once I understood this, So maybe I don't know, like 5-6 years after when I started, this is where it got to like it really worked.
How did
Yeah.
you get through that? Like, how did you, like, why did you continue actually?
I don't know, I'm done, man. It was really hard. Like I remember like when I got out of school, like I saw my friends that had like, regular jobs, and I was like the guy was still living off like, I don't know, like I was like a part-time teacher to like, get some to like to just pay the rent. And yeah, for like 5 years, it was like, like it's pretty hard to look at yourself and saying, okay, why am I doing this? Like I'm really working a lot, I'm sacrificing a lot of stuff, and I'm really not gaining any money from this. Is this liberty, like the freedom I have from this, is really worth it? Yeah, and so yeah, it was really hard. But I don't know. I think I'm just yeah. I just yeah. At some point, I really knew I really want to do this. And to be honest, at some point, I think it's also a matter of luck. Like I'm trying to be like as much humble as possible, but I tried a lot of stuff, and one of the stuff worked after like 6 years, and yeah. But I think it's also part of luck.
I think you're right. And the more I interview people, the more I see that like luck is a big word because you did the work to get there. But I think at one
Yeah.
point, you have to be at the good place at a good time with the good skills, with the good like knowledge, with the experience. Yeah, the right people. And then it unlock everything. But
Yeah.
at the first like few years or whatever, you had like to go through wall, and wall, and you take them in the face until like one break and you see
Yeah,
through it.
and you're alone also. Like you're 100% alone. Like after like I remember like the first year, my friends were like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna do it. Yeah, you're gonna be fine. Yeah, amazing entrepreneur." And I was like, back in the days in France, there was like this thing was called the Family, which was like a really good incubator, and it was like really like kind of guru style. Like, oh yeah, like you just like just do a landing page, you're gonna be like a millionaire. It's gonna work for you. Like well, and everyone was like really cheering up. And after like 1 or 2 years, like, you're like your friends are like, dude, are you sure you want to do this? Like, are you sure? And then after 4 years, it's your mom. After 6 years, it's your brother. And so yeah, at some point you're just like alone with yourself, which, it's yeah, it's hard.
And someone who said that not long ago, I don't remember who, he said that back in the day, it wasn't really cool to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
Like the
no.
family was nice, but like, I mean, now it's kind of like, everyone is an entrepreneur, everyone shares like entrepreneurship
Yeah.
stuff. It's cool. Like it's like romanticized with like all this cool video and everything. But I feel like back in the day, it was not loser, but like it wasn't
Yeah.
cool at all.
Yeah. Like I remember like especially in my school, like it was the cool guys were the consultant guys. Like the guys that hit like really good consulting firms and these like yeah, but yeah, not anymore. I mean, kind of shifted now because and I think it's also due to the work of like so back in the days of Guillaume Webesh, that was kind of like the guy that really made it in France. And after you have all these guys like Thibaut Maker and Marc Leloup and you as well that are like public, and it's really cool to see that those guys like really motivate other guys. So and I hope I can do that as well. But yeah.
I think you're already doing it. So what was Minea? Can you explain?
So after it's funny because after 5 years of existence, nobody knows if it's Minea or Minea. But basically, it's Minea is basically a SaaS. So it's a SaaS that helps e-commerce guys and dropshippers to find what they call like winning product through ads. So the thesis is okay, just we just scan like ads on TikTok, Meta, and Pinterest, and all of these, and we just see okay, this ad has been running for like this amount of days with this like spending, so it must be working for the owner. So basically what you need to do is take this ad, spin it for your product, and do the same in, I don't know, the same country or another country, etc. So basically like it's just, yeah, we just scrap a lot of ads. And at the day it was really the merging between three entities, so several SaaS companies and a really big YouTube creator, so Yumi Denzel. And it was really cool. It was really the first SaaS that I did that we really like went from zero to, I think we hit like 750K MRR, which is pretty big. 100% bootstrap with like, yeah, just like a co-founding team that was just friends, and we hired of course a lot of guys, but there was also a friends. So it was really like a familiar environment, which was pretty cool. And it was really cool.
So I want to know more about it because there is the plateau. We'll talk about that. But you said you broke the first plateau 30K MRR with the partnership with this YouTuber,
Yeah.
Yomi Denzel. For people who are not French, right, watching this video, Yomi Denzel, I think, is like probably the biggest online business like
Yeah.
influencer in France. I
Yeah.
think he is. And
Yeah.
back in the day, he was also probably. So how did you end up partnering with him?
Ooh, FOMO. Actually, I think it was funny because so yeah, back in the days there was like two big companies that were really big in e-commerce. It was us, Influspy, and another one that was really focusing on Facebook. We were focusing on Instagram. They were focusing on Facebook. And Yomi actually started to talk about merging with the other company. But at the time, our company and the Facebook one really talked about like creating a bundle, and they were also French, so we were like really big in the market. So it was kind of funny. And so we talked about like at first it was more like a bundle approach, and then Yomi got word of this, and he was like, okay, so this is becoming like pretty big. They're French, so maybe we can have a discussion, and from there we kind of merged together and created Minea. So this is and yeah, basically I think it's to attract the attention of like really big creators. You just need to create like like kind of hooks of like, okay, this is happening. Are you in or now? Are you in or out? And there's a deadline, and you need to it's a bit like VCs actually. You just need to keep pressure, and yeah, just you show them it's a really big opportunity.
And how did you integrate that? Because Yomi Denzel, he has an online course. He
Yeah.
was back in the day teaching dropshipping, e-commerce. How did you integrate the SaaS in the offer? And how did it work to actually also split the two company?
So we killed the two initial SaaS and created this new brand, Minea. And so at first, this creator was so big that we had the stamp of like, okay, this tool is actually created by Yomi, so it must be a good tool. So like I think overnight we captured the French market with just like like an announcement, and like it really spread like wildfire. And we got like the stamp of like, okay, Minea is really a tool by Yomi, so it must be really amazing. And then so so he did like a live explaining Minea, the features, and it was really stressful. Like yeah, it was yeah, it was really stressful. And then we went from 0 to 100K MRR with just his like initial audience. So it was crazy. It was really cool. Um, and so from there we hit a plateau actually for almost a year for like 100K MRR because we struggled to like break through his audience. So and from there we basically after a year we got it like really better on marketing and tried to explore other pockets. So now Minea is not stamped as Yomi's tool, as this creator's tool, but it's like a brand with like its own like marketing and its own like brand identity. We're international. We're like everywhere across the world. But yeah, at first the first plateau was more like, okay, yeah, we're this creator's tool. So yeah, it was hard to break through.
Let's go to the next one. How did you break 100?
The 100 one, I think we started to just like do partnerships. So it's where like it was kind of funny because we had like this a lot like yeah, we had a lot of revenue. It was like working well, but we didn't have like a lot of insights on our app. Yeah, for example, like we didn't know really what was the really good distribution channel. We still like tested a lot of different stuff. And at one point we understood that the one that was really working was YouTubers, so YouTube creators especially. So we start focusing on this, and yeah, we got like other we got other creators, we got and also international creators, especially in the United States, where we book like we meet 2 or 3 really big creators. And then from there, we actually got the intention of the US market. So we, of course, had like the app translated. We had like other features that was more like we have like better for this market. And so from there, we went to 100K to 300K MOR. within the next year, I think. So I think it was more like focusing on the distribution channel that was really working, and just focusing on this one.
And let's go to the next one, 300K, because I think this one is
Okay.
interesting actually. How
So
did you
the
break it?
300K so after we had a blocking to 300K, and this one, I need to remember exactly. So I think this one we broke through with webinars. So we did really like big webinars with Yomi because again, so this creator has this aura and he's really good because he has a huge audience. But a lot of people don't really understand about Yomi is that he's like one of the best salesmen I ever seen. He's like really, really, really good at salesmanship. So we actually put this guy and put like him on a webinar dedicated for Minea. And for Minea, for people who don't know, to create a webinar, you can't really sell a SaaS with a $50 subscription. It costs too much. So you have to have like at least an offer that is like between 150 and $200 for the webinar to work. So we actually shifted Minea's strategy and created a high tier offer that was like I think it was $400 per month and discounted at like 300. And we actually put a lot of ads into Yomi webinar, and we created like a really big webinar. And at the end, we just sold the high tier plan with like, of course, bonuses and like, other stuff. And so, from this, we went from 300 to 500 MRR with like a couple of webinars for like a year. So we went to this other plateau.
So you did you started with organic organic growth through actually his audience. When did you start doing ads? It was pretty early, or it was like around 300K or before?
So ads as like Facebook ads, I think we really started to do it only for the webinar. To be honest, we didn't really crack the maybe after a while, but the ads solely on the SaaS, like the retargeting was working, of course, but like really old cold ads, it was kind of hard. So we did it, of course, but it wasn't really like the main distribution channel. There's like the product channel fit where you have like 80% of your distribution come from one channel, which for us was obviously the YouTubers. And for the rest, we did like SEO, we did ads, but it was more like opportunity than really like really focusing on it.
So you pushed it to $750,000.
So we pushed it to 500.
500.
And then we plateaued again for 500. And then for the next one, the 750, so we basically, again, like every time you want to hit, so maybe it's my strategy, but it worked for us, but every time we hit a plateau, we decided to increase the price. So we're like, okay, we actually just, talked to our users and saw that obviously there was like a lot of beginners in our audience. A lot of people just came in Minea, tested it for a few days and then churned. When we asked them, okay, why are you churning? The main reason, it was not because, okay, I don't know, like bugs or like, classic SaaS churn. It was more like, okay, I'm just quitting the industry because I don't know how to start and I don't know how to do it. Even though we had like a free academy and stuff, it was more like, it was working okay, but like the essence was like, I need someone to actually help me. So basically from there, we created what we call Minea Coaching, which is, it's under the same brand. It's Minea Coaching, but it's really his own entity. And it's, we hire like a e-commerce coach to really help like the guys like with a one-on-one coaching, and we invoiced a bit higher. So this is how we broke from 500 to 750. It's like really for like maybe like enterprise plan, we call it, really like one-on-one custom coaching.
I think you did something as well. I don't know when exactly, but you did like you shipped a new feature, Minea Magic Search, and you did like 60K MR in 24 hours, right?
Yeah. So actually, the Magic Search, I'm so proud of this thing because in the industry, we were the first one that really try and implemented AI into our data system. So at one point, obviously that Minea had like a lot of data, And Magic Search was really an initiative we tried to just, to add like vectorization and really more like AI stuff to like try and merge the data together. And so we shipped this, and Yomi was the first ambassador and was really amazing, and people really understood the thing. And then I think like within 2 months, our entire competitor has like Search Magic or like Magic Search. And then you're like, okay, like, so it was pretty cool, like to see that. Yeah, we were really the first mover in this market, was already crowded. So it was pretty cool. Pretty proud of this.
So what did you learn working at this huge like startup that was making 750K a month, which is like insane? What were like the key lessons that you had from this experience?
Whew. So, well, I don't know. So I think it was really amazing because so as a CEO, I understood that my job really transitioned from, at first I was in the trenches. So at first I was like doing everything. I was trying to do marketing, I was doing dev, I was doing pretty much everything. Then at one point it really shifted into, okay, my job is to hire people that are like way better than me, to do like one thing, but like really, really good. And so at some point, my main mission become more from shipping to, okay, I'm here to just put the vision on paper and make sure everyone understand, and that I have the best elements in like in all this on in all the key spots, and just to like move forward. So it was pretty hard because I'm actually like I'm a dev, so I love like developing, and I love like shipping stuff, because you have this dopamine hit that you don't have when you're just doing Notion roadmaps. So yeah, I think the thing I really learned personally was, yeah, transitioning from, yeah, this kind of like maker to like try and to have to like to be the guy with the vision. And it's not that easy, actually.
How did you learn that?
uh Through sweat, 2 3 I don't know, it was really, yeah, it was at some point, like, you just can't keep up the rhythm to be everywhere, and to just, yeah, you can't actually do everything at some point. So I almost burned out. I think it was like 2 or 3 years, like in the making of Minea. And then, like, yeah, I was just, yeah, just conflicting myself between, okay, I need to ship this, I need to actually show them that I'm like the leader of that also does stuff, and I also need to hire like 3 other guys and to keep up the rhythm, and to, so it was, yeah, at some point it was too much. So yeah, so this is where, like, okay, my only choice now is to just only do the management part and the vision part.
When was it in the scale? Like, was it like 100K, 300K, 500
100, I'd say
before?
300. Yeah, like the 300 mark.
And can you just like explain a bit what was actually the different step team-wise? Like how many people were you like before 100, at 300, 500?
So at first, we were only like the co-founder. So only like yeah. So yeah, just we were like five co-founders. We were just splitting into like distribution and tech. And initially we hired people from Upwork and Fiverr that were like not really a lot of like, it didn't cost a lot. We were really lucky to hire like really amazing people that were like not really expensive. But again, I think that was really sheer luck. But however, like these people, how like they were really good execution, but they didn't help in the vision in long term, and like the hierarchy, and making the core product really strong. It helped us ship features, that's for sure, but it didn't really help us in the larger vision. And after like, I think it was 300K, I really pushed to hire, because again, it was really against the company culture. I really tried to push and hire like really top tier guys, and to have what I call like C-level guys. So we actually moved from, okay, the founders are the C-levels. No, actually now the C-levels are like really experts that really have or other experience, and are like really better than me, for example, on dev. Like, I'm pretty good on dev, but like I'm really nowhere near the level of the CTO I hire. Like, that's for sure. So I really tried to hire like C-levels on like at least like four different C-levels that were like really amazing in their spec of work. And then after, my job was to try and like, make sure they all connected and they all talk together, and they're just focusing on one thing and executing the main vision. And
How do
this
you
was
find
like 200 and 500K.
how do you find this talent, these people?
Again, sheer luck. So I hired like, so two of them were my friends. So I didn't look far.
You have smart friends, right?
So what?
You just have smart friends, so it's
Yeah,
easy.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then yeah, I hired like two or three that were like just amazing, and I was like, okay, if one day I succeed, I want them to work like with me. And again, I'm not saying for me, I'm saying with me. That's really different. And again, like I saw them as like my team, like we're all together in the same thing, and anyway, it was really amazing. And then for the two others, um, yeah, I hired like a headhunting company, and paid like a lot. I think we paid like 30K or 50K to just find the best CTO and the best like CMO. And it took like 4 months. It was really struggling. I saw like a lot of people and made a lot of interviews and read a lot of like use cases and and stuff. But it's worth it. Because actually, like this guy also, one thing I learned from hiring like really top tier C-level is that you're just not hiring a C-level. A really, really good C-level, he's going to come with his team as well. So for example, if you hire a CMO, a really good CMO, the CMO is going to come with like his media buyer and his like guy for the content strategy that he knows from his previous experience. And so you're really hiring a new, like a small team, a small squad. Usually it's how it works. And it's really different from just like hiring a solo dev. You hire a team, and also you also hire like a framework, like the CMO obviously. So now I understand distribution, but at first when I hired the CMO, I wasn't really good in marketing and in distribution. So this guy really helped me understand way more things about CMO, about marketing and distribution than I could ever, like just reading Twitter or like Reddit posts.
So yeah, you basically kind of hire a mentor that will push also your company further.
Yeah, yeah.
How did it change for you? Like, were you sitting and were you seeing like just the company growing without you? Of course, you were still working, but in this different part.
It's at first you have to understand. Yeah. You have to let it go. Like, I'm not a huge believer in micromanaging. I hired these guys and I pay them really well, and and at some point you need to trust them. Um, but um, but yeah, you have to make sure that they understand where you want to head. That's the only thing you need to do. Um, and from time to time, it's especially during the summer, I love to just go back to the engineering team and help them ship a feature and show them that I also understand what they're doing. So it's something that sometimes I really like it. Or I don't know, to create a landing page for the marketing guys. They say, "Oh, cool! The CEO created a landing page." It's like, it's cool. Or like to create a automation on Zapier or Make. It's cool.
It's like Elon Musk going in the factory and sleep in the factory too.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like, so I'm not Musk for sure, but I think from time to time you have to understand that it's also a question of morale. I don't know, like, to like, a morale boost.
Quality.
Where from what I understand is that you can't be like, it's really hard to push a team to be at 100% all the time. It's really hard, because obviously, I don't know, sometimes you're tired and sometimes you're just defocused and stuff. So basically what I did, and it worked super well for like 4 years, is that I think Shopify is doing this. Every like 4 months, I have like a release that is public and that is already announced. And we have, for example, a creator, for example, Yomi, that is explaining new features during the webinar. So it's really a really big event. So the marketing team is focused on this part where we have like, I don't know, 200K ads going into this, and the tech must be ready. And so at some point, the marketing team and the dev team knows this. They know they have a deadline, and so they need to focus and ship it, because if it doesn't work or the product crashes during the live, I mean, we all know who's the fault. So it's really a good point to have like these little markers in the timeline saying, okay, so this is really a moment you have to be ready, because otherwise, like, the entire company is like, no, like, it doesn't work. So it's more like, it's not like a straight line of motivation. It's more like high peaks, and then obviously, like, between the peaks, as a CEO, I was more okay if the pressure was not like 100%, because I knew it was coming back just in like 1 month.
So you are in Minea. I would say Minea, not now, not Minea.
No.
750K MRR is going well. You step out.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah. So the thing is, I talked to a lot of my customers and Minea, and so Minea was really good to help people find products, right? But at some point, when they found products, they didn't know how to, like, ship it and to sell it. To create like a website or e-commerce site, it's not that easy. You have to be either a developer or a designer, or to understand copywriting and to understand like how to, to make a sell. It's pretty hard. So yeah, I decided to just, and after, again, it was like after 4 or 5 years of doing Minea, which was amazing, but I really want to see another like environment. So I decided to just quit and like quit my post as CEO, and to drag my best friend into creating a new SaaS, which is called Drop Magic. And the sole thing of Drop Magic is that it creates e-commerce stores that converts in 5 minutes using AI. So the only thing you need to do is just put the product you want to sell, and then we create a product page that converts.
And you failed. No, you did
Yeah.
1K MRR in 5 days, and then 5K MRR in 30 days, right? And then now you're at 60K MRR. How did you make
No, actually, we're more. Today actually is a good day. We hit 1 million ARR, so it's like 83, I think.
83.4, something like that? Yeah.
That's the
Magic
milestone that
number.
we had.
Yeah.
We just
Great.
so we're pretty
Yeah.
happy with it.
Congrats.
Yeah, it's really cool. We hit it in 6-7 months, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, again, we hit a plateau with these damn plateaus. We hit a plateau. I think it was 10K. 10K, and then we hit another plateau at 50K. And basically, how the playbook was really similar to Minea, is that we in the co-founding team we put a really great YouTuber. His name is Baptistin, and he has this, like, yeah, he's like, when you see him, he's like super young. He's like 24. I mean, now I'm old, but yeah, he's like super energetic, and he knows the market, and he brings a lot of value to the product. And so yeah, we took him into a co-founding team, and with my best friend, we created Drop Magic. So now we're 3 co-founders, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
So for you, having a creator, someone with an audience, is like the key to actually, well, take a shortcut, kind of.
Yeah. So 2 things. The first one is the creator, like, obviously, like, the creator really brings value into the product. So he's like really in the loop of like product feedbacks. He tells us, okay, this doesn't work, this is good, this is the direction. Like, he gives us insight for us, the product team, to have the best UI and UX experience. Because again, Baptistin is using Drop Magic every day to create stores. I'm not an e-commerce expert. I know how it works, but like, I'm now nowhere near his level of expertise. So the thing people sometimes forget is that this guy, so this YouTube creator, is gonna be your best power user. So he's gonna really help make you the best decisions. So that's the first point. The second point is obviously his audience. So yeah, you are assured of having at least, so depending on his audience, but it's gonna work. You have at least like 5K or 10K MRR, and the mindset is like super different, because okay, like, you have way less stress. The other thing also that people don't understand is that, so our distribution is really with YouTube creators. And having a guy with Baptistin help us really understand the economics. So we do a video with him, and we understand, okay, what is the conversion rate? How much we can pay to another creator the one view, for example, and how much we will get with like the LTV and all the AOV and all these like KPIs. Because without him, we would need to just like guess and hire like creators, and we wouldn't know if it would work or not. So with a YouTube creator as your co-founding team, you have all of these data and all of your economics. Like it's you understand how it works. So for that, it's really really important.
So what is the how do you break the team? Is like you are still like you're a dev now, or you're like not
Oh yeah,
coding at all?
I came back to dev. Yeah, it's funny. So basically yeah, I think I was kind of missing the dopamine hits of developing. And back in the days when I created an Shopify in Minea, there was no code. It was like everything you need to like now people forgot about this, but you like before you need to type every letters, right?
It's very
Now you're like, which now sounds like super crazy. Like the every letter of your function you would need to type. Now it's like obviously you prompt and you have like 5 code and it's just amazing. So yeah, like I came back to the roots, and so now I'm handling the tech part, which is pretty hard, to be honest, on Draw Magic. I wouldn't thought it was that hard, but it's pretty hard, even with Code. And I also handle like the creators part, because I have like this network that I have from Minea. And my co-founder is the designer and product guy. So his name is Nicolas. He's like the genius designer and product strategy that I know. And Baptistin is really for he's making us like all the videos. He's helping us with other creators, and he's playing with his audience a lot. So
And of course, each of you have a share of the company.
sorry, what?
Each of you have a share of the company.
Yeah. One thing I learned also from entrepreneuriat is that the only thing that matters, to be honest, is incentives. So for all the co-founders, obviously they have incentives, which are they have shares, and then they have like valuation out of these shares. So even from people you hire, it's really like you need to make sure that they have the same incentive as the company. So I don't know, for example, like we made our first hire on Draw Magic, and this guy is like the dev that is only working for the supports. So at first, okay, how do I make sure that he has the same incentive as the company? So for example, for the support, the only thing that we matter is that matters for us is to have like a 5-star review on Shopify, so we have like better ranking, and then we have more organic views, right? So this guy has a base salary, but as a dev, which is kind of rare, he has like objectives. So he has like a bonus for every like 5-star reviews that he gets for us. So I know he's gonna work for the same incentives as the company. And so that's thing, like once you understand then that you just need to make sure as the co-founder that everyone has the good incentive, it should be pretty fun.
So that's what you said before, that when you look for someone, you say you work with me and you don't work for me. Did you do the same in Minea? Did you actually like give a share or give incentive? Like, how did it work?
Not really. So we had for the shares in Minea, it was pretty complicated, because again, like it was like we were like a lot of co-founders, and the equity was really locked. So that's one of my biggest regret, is not to be able to give more equity. So basically what we did is to try and have like revenue sharing with, for example, like the CEO we hired or the CMO that we hired. So, and trying to make them incentive in the growth of the company. So yeah, we try to do that. But sometimes it's not like, sometimes it's actually hard to, for example, like, yeah, the CTO, it's like, it's kind of hard to have like really good incentives for the CTO, because it's not usually how they do, like they have a fixed salaries, but they are not like sales. Like they don't have like like options or stuff.
Let's just go back at the beginning of Drop Magic. You said 1K MRR in 5 days. How did you do that?
How we do? I think we just shipped a video with Baptistin. And the thing is also, so we knew how it would work. For example, for Draw Magic, the funnel we created, so for example, like you put a link to the product or you just put an image, and then we create a store. The funnel that we did was like really shareable, was really like the UI was like really with a lot of animation. It was kind of like the TikTok funnel that you can see. Like it really was, oh damn it, it's super cool. Like I want to test this. So we really focused on this funnel, and we shipped a video with Baptiste. And yeah, it blew. So obviously, like people were talking about this. It was kind of the new tool that was in town. It was like pretty cool. So yeah.
So you have to do a sexy onboarding or sexy feature to actually attract people first.
Um. So I think this is the wrapper, but the real gift is the wow moments that you need to push. So for example, like our wow moments was not like the onboarding. It was the onboarding was more like the hook. And then the wow moment is that when you arrive on the builder that we created, you have like streaming, like you see your store getting built like on live to you, and then with again animation and stuff. And so people are like, okay, damn, like okay, I just put like for example a link or like a AliExpress link or competitors link, and it builds the store like live within me. So that's the wow moment. The hook was yeah, of course the onboarding, it was like really cool and it was yeah captivating. But yeah, you have to have like this wow moments that usually is like really cool feature.
That's what Eugene, I think 3 videos ago, said. He built Outrank to now like more than 200K a month.
Yeah.
And he said that you need to build a magic product, like something that people like open and are saying exactly what you say. Wow. And the
Yeah,
product have to be good. So how long did it take to actually create this magical product?
too long. I dev'd it for like 6 months, which is the thing you should not do. Like obviously, you know, now the thesis is build the MVP within like 1 month and then try and ship. For us, it was a bit different because we knew it was gonna work because we had a creator and I had like this background with Minea, so I could take the risk. But yeah, for us, it took like 6 months to really build the product we're like proud of. And then after once the core like layer was built, yeah, we're like, okay, how do we make a buzz? Like, how do we just get the attention and try and to so people like talk about us.
I think it's important what you just say because you knew straight away that you will have eyeballs on your product when you launch. Exactly the same as a Gene. He knew that when Thibaut Maker will share the product, there will be eyeballs. So you can take the time to build the perfect product. While
Yeah,
if you don't have an audience, ship fast, get
yeah,
feedback, and then iterate. So that's actually, yeah, pretty
yeah, that's
important
for
too.
sure. Like the cheat code of having a YouTube creator is that it's gonna work. The question is how much you can actually like use his audience and have like a really big spike on a launch. And usually it's caused by the magic, like you said, like the magic wow moments that you have on your product. Um, but yeah.
Did you built in public, right? This one.
Yeah. I have a Twitter account where I share like my journey and what I do. But I'm not yet I'm not yet Bumika.
Well, go follow Loic right now.
Yeah.
And what is actually the benefits for you to build in public?
Well, the main one currently, so obviously I have like, I think for now I have like 5.5K, so it's pretty low. But the main benefit for me personally is to just meet people that are like super nice. Like I think you just interviewed, so yeah, you interviewed Jedi, like maybe a few weeks ago, and I
Yeah,
met
2 weeks.
him through like Twitter. We were just like, I don't know, posting on stuff, and I DM'd him and like, hey dude, like cool, and then we have a coffee on Paris, and I met like 3 or 4 really great entrepreneurs through Twitter, so or X. I don't know how to call it. But yeah, I think for now the main thing is just to meet really cool people. Then over time, my game plan is when I reach, I don't know, 15 or 20K, is to like maybe do like product launch for my audience. But which it's kind of weird currently because my audience for now they're not my customers. My customers for Minea, Draw Magic, and Imply are e-commerce. The audience I'm trying to build currently is really for SaaS makers and indie makers and entrepreneurs. So at some point, I'm creating like SaaS for these guys. So currently, what I'm doing is I'm creating another SaaS. It's called Blime. So basically, like the playbook I have on Infostify, Minea, and Magic is again through YouTube creators. So internally, I built this tool called Blime that helps my teams to find the best creators and like to contact them and to see if they have like the good ratios and the good KPIs and to keep track of them and etc. So for example, Blime, I did a YouTube video for Starter Story, and I talked about Blime, and it really helped Blime to grow the initial growth to like 1K MRR. So I think later on, when I have a bigger audience, I'll try to do like Thibaut Maker and Marc Lou to just do product launch on my audience.
So you say that after Minea, I'm saying it right now. After Minea, you kind of use the playbook to launch Drop Magic. You use the same playbook now to launch Blime. And can you just share us the playbook? Like, what if you had to start again, which is what you do now, but what if you have to start again right now? What is the playbook from finding the idea, validate it, build it, and distribute it?
So again, I think it's just a matter of speed and execution, of course. So try and have the initial feedbacks as fast as possible. To just have it tested through people. My playbook is to have a creator on the co-founding team because again, they have like all these good advantages. So it secures a baseline of revenue. So if just find a really good creator and secure maybe like 5K or 10K MRR, right? And from there you have like income, you have like cash every month coming in. So depending on where you are, you need to test it. You need to test, okay, is my the distribution channel fit? Is it on YouTube? Is it on, for example, Twitter? Is it through ads? Is it SEO? Is it whatever? So I think the first month, your job is to make sure to test like stuff and see if it works. See the economics. See if the CAC is lower than your LTV, for example. So the cost of acquisition is lower than the money that the guy gives you, right? Once you find it, so for us, it's always been the same. It's always been like YouTube creators. Once you find it, just close all the other ones and focus on this for the next 2-3 months. And for YouTube creators, what works really well for me is to really start with like guys that are like under 10K followers, because these guys usually you don't really have to pay upfront, or you can like maybe like you can really try and negotiate like commission. So it's like a win-win scenario. Like, okay, if you give me like a paying subscription, you get like 30% or 50 or 40% for life, and that's it. So you don't really take a lot of risk because you're just spreading and you're trying to have like just people talking about your product. Once you validate your economics with these guys, so you see that the pattern is repeatable, it's working, and this script works than this one. So once you have more data, you can actually take more bets. So you go and talk to like, I don't know, creators are like between 10K and 50K followers. These guys will want to have upfront because it's how it works. They have a really a lot of production to do, so it's also a risk on their end. So you need to take more risk, and then again repeat it, see what works, what doesn't work, and once you find someone that is like really good, try and lock him for a quarter at least, like 3 months, 4 months, and to do like several videos with him. And then from there, you just try and find what we call like ambassadors. So people that are on your payroll, but like just like for multiple months, and are really becoming your ambassadors. So they talk more and more about your product, and they just don't do like affiliation and just like like advertisement. They really like it's embedded into their like videos, and it's really a part of them. And their audience will see, okay, so this guy is really working with this tool, so I should be working also with this tool. So yeah.
Amazing. Well, I will put
Like,
the link of this playbook in the description. I just want to add something. You created 3 successful startup. You said that the first thing that you understood is that you had to focus on the problem.
Yeah.
what were the 3 problems that you were solving with the 3 startup you built? Like really precisely to just like give an example of someone who is watching.
So I really thought about this. I think the thing that always comes to my mind is something that Guillaume Webesch did, the guy from Lemnis, is that the problem you're trying to solve is to make your customer successful. The rest you don't you don't care about it. So our thing was really more like, okay, how do we make our customers successful, and how do we make them winning money? That's basically the only thing you need to focus on. So from there, you have sub problems. So I don't like for Drum Magic, it's how to ship a store within 10 minutes because they need to test a lot of products and a lot of marketing angles, a lot of different personas. So it's really like the speed. For Minea, it's okay, how do I have on Minea, we have 1 million ads per day that we analyze. How do we just do aggregation on data and have a clear snapshot of this is what's going on in this market, and this is hot, this is hot. So it's more compact of a lot of information. But the main thing you have to really, really focus on is, okay, how do I make my customers successful, and how do I make them money? Because if they win, they're going to keep your subscription. That's for sure.
I don't I don't know, but if someone is watching that, I feel like you delivered so many golden nuggets in this podcast. Honestly, I learned a lot myself, and I'm sure that a lot of people will learn with what you just shared. If you learn something, what is the key point that you learn in this podcast? And just comment. I never ask you to comment, so please comment this time and tell us what you learned from Loic. Is there one last thing that you want to share to people who are watching, someone who wants to start with maybe struggling at one of these plateaux that you just shared during this podcast? What will you say to this person?
This is my recent thinking is, the thing that matters is not really the project, but it's more the team. So for me now, what I'm really focusing on is to have a small team that I can trust, that are super really performant, because you can always pivot. If the project doesn't work, but you have a really solid team that is complementary and they're really really efficient, you can always pivot or switch a bit the direction. For Drum Magic, I think we switched we didn't pivot the entire strategy, but we switched directions a lot. Same for Minea. And I think it really depends on the team, because you really need to have a really good team to just to be fast and do these iterations. So my thinking is, you can't really do everything alone, or it's really hard, or actually it's not really my mindset. Obviously there's a lot of people that are doing solo stuff and are really amazing, but from my point of view, you need to focus on the team, because the team will get you far. And yeah, so focus on finding the right co-founders. Be really strict with the co-founders you want to bet on, because it's really complex. It's basically you're getting married to a guy, and need to make sure that you do the right bets. So yeah, for if I have one advice, I think just focus on the team.
Well, Loic, thank you for your time. I wish you a lot of success for all your next startup, and you will become the next Thibaut maker for sure.
Thanks, man. Thanks for the invite. It was really cool.